Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Not my usual stream time, but I'm going to try and do more of these while I'm working in Comet. I'm working on things that I can easily stream and kind of just work on as a group, especially because I want to do some new API stuff. So, as I've been building Tasky, it's been coming along nicely, but there's a couple things that I want to change. Luce, you were mentioning that you had an issue with missing targets. Did you have Xamarin iOS installed on that machine? Because that's one of the big things is you need to have Xamarin installed. If not, let's just try this out really quick. Oh, my machine is going slow. Oh, don't make me restart right before or right as I start. Yeah, when my mouse starts wigging out like this, I know it's normally my CPU is. I can't even open up a terminal window. This is the perfect way to start a stream. I haven't even switched to that computer yet, so it's okay. Um, I may be force rebooting my Mac. Let's see if it's. I can't get a terminal window to open. I'm so due for a new Mac. Okay, I'm going to force reboot this machine since not being able to open a terminal window is. Oh wait, it went. It should not take 30 seconds to, and I can't drag it around. What's going on in my activity monitor? And I just lost my terminal window. All right, so I'll. What? Oh, kernel task at 600%, 800%. Thank you, Mac OS. I didn't want those processors. I didn't need them. Not at all. Wow, 1,800%. Does this thing even respect physics? Okay, yeah, if this does not, and you can't kill this thing because it is the kernel task. If this thing doesn't calm down in a second, we're gonna have to reboot before we can do anything. Because, yeah, it's impossible to code that way when your OS uses all your CPU cores. Yeah, it's not calming down. It's up to 2,000% now. Okay, well, false start, guys. Let me reboot this machine. All right. Well, that's rebooting. Um, yeah. So, you write Xamarin apps in Visual Studio for Mac, so it regularly does work. It could be a setup thing. So I rely heavily on Visual Studio for Mac. Has to be installed for this extension to work. So your exact issue is it can't find the iOS targets. Did you restore, do NuGet restore both in the iOS folder and the non-iOS folder? So try that really quick while I'm rebooting. Almost back in. And it's crazy. I always try and reboot before I live stream, but I didn't even think about it this morning. I just plugged it in and started working, and then kernel task. I need to just redo the OS or get a new machine at some point because this is killing me. It does this to me at least twice, 3 times a week. Yeah, try that out. My machine's still booting. Um, I'm so glad I used 2 machines to live stream. Go machine. Oh, I'm hearing the monitors turn back on. It's getting somewhere. Alright, I can close laptop screen now. Alright, screens are flashing. Yes, I realize it closed because of an issue. Alright, programs are reopening. Is everything going to go to the right spot on the screen? No, it's not. I'm not that lucky. Alright, I am rebooting. It's almost back up. Give me another 30 seconds, I hope. Give or take. I have a lot of programs that auto start, and it reopens everything that was last open, which doesn't help. All right, that's going, that's going. Let's get Visual Studio for Mac relaunched. Oh, get my email off screen. Actually, when I redo my screens, it'll do that anyway. All right, new window. Let me get some windows open. So close. Hit that exactly backwards. 1 sec, let me try that again. All right. Really close. All right. Sorry, guys, this is ridiculous. Hey, okay, all the windows are in the right place. Almost just gotta get chat back up so I can actually see it on the screen I'm looking at. Live stream. Okay. Perfect. All right. I'm back. And my CPU is still thinking hard. Google backup every time. Let me pause that. Pause that. Kills me every time I reboot. I've complained about that many a time before on here. All right, but that's better than the kernel task, so I can kill that. All right. Whew. Let's get back into code now. All right, and we have a terminal window that worked. Yay! All right. What was I thinking? Let's jump into Comet getting started because I want to try this thing that Luce is running into. All right, so wiki. It's somewhere here. Getting started help. All right. All right, so I did install this, but I'll just run through it the same way again. Installs the new NuGet. That's already done. Perfect. Start a new project. I'll just copy his exactly. Ride the Comet. And then code, open that folder. All right, so Luce, this is what you did, right? And then what it did open, did you get these little dug up or little things down here? Hey, Pierce, welcome. Because you should have it should default to the iOS project. It finds that, and then select device. Are you able to click on that? If so, it found Xamarin iOS. It can't do that without Xamarin iOS. So if you're getting a build error, after that, let me run my build command. Oh, Keycaster. Choice of rebooting. Right, now. Hey, Keycaster's not in a bad spot this time. That's actually not bad at all. Alright, this is in a weird spot. Okay, mine is going. It should freak out though on me because I did not restore NuGets, and I don't even know if it's going to. Yeah, it's not good at yelling at you about that. So you do need to do the NuGet restores, and you need to do it in both of them. I don't know if the .NET restore will do it. We can try it. Let's go into terminal, not the build task. Build task failed. Oh, that should cancel the, should get us out of there. A new terminal, .NET restore. CD, ride the Comet. Let's see if this will work if I do it in both of these. CD, ride the Comet.ios. No, it did not restore it in there. So here, this is what he was saying. You have to do the ms build restore. So make sure you do that. All right, so now I should be able to build this thing. Build task is running. The other option is try opening it in Visual Studio as well, Luce. Yeah, that worked for me. So it is, let me bring my simulator over. Ride the Comet, little sample did build. All right, so yeah, try that again. Let me know if you have any issues. If not, I'm going to jump into working on Comet again. Feel free, ask questions though. Okay, so where was I? I was on Visual Studio. And is that, there we go, bump it up a little bit, make sure it's nice and readable. Okay, so last time I was working on Tasky. I'm trying to really build out starting with a small sample because I ran into lots of little issues as I've actually been building real samples. So I'm starting small, and I've already added a screen or two into Gmusic, which we've got working. I'm working on good old Tasky, which we've all done. a bunch of times. We've got some layout bugs, and that's broken. So I'm going to try doing things a little bit differently, though. John's looking into some of those layout bugs. We're going to do a little handoff, and I'm going to dig into some layout stuff. Not today, but maybe later this week, and I'll start fixing some of those layout bugs because they're driving me nuts. And I was thinking, though, I don't even want to push to a new page. The UI that I want is I kind of want to do a modal that'll pop up and just have a modal. And I'm like, well, how do I want to do modals in Comet? And I was trying to think how this thing, right now I have a new modal. You can, so when you present things, let's go to this code. Let's leave Comet code. Let's jump into, remember, I have Comet referenced directly, so that way I can actually edit the library. It's not just the app. But inside the main app, I have it where it builds a navigation, right? I do that. New navigation view. And if I wanted to, when I navigate, right now when you do add an item, I'm just switching out the UI because navigating, I had no way of getting something back from navigating. And I was trying to think how I want to do that. And I'm probably going to have to expose, I haven't done anything for exposing like views appearing and disappearing yet. And I don't even know if that needs to be done. Maybe it does. I'm trying to keep the API as simple as possible. It might need it, but I was thinking right now I can say, hey, I just want this in a new navigation view, right? I can also say, if I'm pushing, I can say this dot navigation dot, or actually I can just say new modal, right? New modal view, and say new text. Hello, and I can even wrap that in a navigation view if I want. And then let's actually var modal, and then the API would be modal dot. Do I push this thing? Or maybe I just do this dot navigation dot. I can't remember. I can't remember how to use my own API. Let's jump into modal view. Present. Present. Okay. That's what it is. Is that it? Modal dot present. All right, so this static is not, let me find where this is used because that'll show me how this is done. So it's inside of a navigation view. So if I do navigate, navigation view, navigate, this is used. Right, so I can just do navigation view.navigate and it'll magically figure out what to do based on whether or not it's inside of, I don't know if I even like that API. Navigate, I'll do modal, right? Pass this modal thing in, and now it'll navigate to that modal and it'll pop up a modal. Actually, let's toy with that a little bit. Let's just show this in action. Let's, instead of switching the UI, let's do this. And I'll have no way of dismissing this modal because we haven't built that yet into this UI. All right, so if I press this, well, that didn't do what it was supposed to do. Navigate's supposed to do a switch, check if it is a modal. If view is modal view, right? Oh, navigate. Oh, it's doing this dot navigation, but that still should do it. We go into this, perform navigate. Perform navigate will say, I didn't do that right. I need to use the static. But this API is not finalized. I'm still working through this. I don't like the navigation stuff. All right, so it's definitely a setup thing. I press F5 to start debugging it. Let me select Comet debugging. Appears to be running, but doesn't do anything. When you select the device, the bottom bar, it doesn't do anything. I'm unsure. All right, hey, that did that modal like I was expecting, but we're stuck here, and that's because I didn't give any way to cancel it. Yeah, I'm not sure, Luce. Anything else with the errors? Can you open that CS Proj in Visual Studio and build it from there, not just from VS Code? See what happens in Visual Studio. Oh, for Mac. Oops, did not mean to run it again. All right, so now that we're here and we have a way to navigate, that seems odd though. That's not, I thought if I would have done, sorry, I'm navigation.navigate. This should work if I do modal. And I'm really wondering why that doesn't. It is just, I want to find what's going on here because I thought if not, that API is what it should do. Oh, excuse me. Find references. View extensions. Oh, because we do it via extensions on tap.navigate. Right, that's one thing. And it does wrappers there. I wonder if I need to just do a new one. Public static T nav. Oh no, actually it wouldn't return anything. This would just return void. This I like better. This view, um, and then here it'll just be view destination, and then this will just do just to make it a little bit cleaner. We'll do navigate view destination, right? Because that's the API I was thinking of, which I didn't have yet. All right, so now that we've added that, I should be able to just say this dot navigate, right? Tell it to navigate and say to modal. That's what I want. And if it's wrapped into modal, it'll present it as a modal. If not, it'll just present, we'll toy with that. I'll just do like new text view and show that. So what I want though is I want a better API around that because this is cool, right? So this navigates me to a modal. But how do I get something out of that? So, I wonder what's going on with VS Code then. The extension stuff should work. I mean, it's my first VS Code extension, but it should work. It's really odd. All right, so this will do that same modal. Perfect. That's what I'd expect. And I would probably still do new navigation view, wrap it in that so that way we get the bars, and I haven't given away to cancel yet. Run this again. But what I want to do, hey, and why in the world do I lose text when I do that? This layout bug in the navigation thing is driving me nuts. New vstack. And why do I keep stopping and starting? Actually, this I have to because I'm not using a view that can be reloaded because it's inside of a function what's getting pushed. All right. And that's not centered right. That's looking better though. Yeah, this week I'm going to really focus on some layout stuff. I want to get layout working better. All right, but I want a nicer API. And I was talking about this inside of our chat, or inside of our Xamarin chat. If people join Discord or want to do something like that, maybe we can start moving some of that discussion there so that way it can happen more publicly for other people. But right now I was doing it inside of our chat. And let me copy and paste the snippets I was talking about. Just a couple little things. All right. So I'm kind of thinking it'd be awesome to have an API kind of like this. This dot, kind of like we just did, right? So if we had something like this, we would say add an item. We'd say a new result view. In this type, it'd be a to do, right? And we'd push the new view. We'd navigate to it, and this could be inside the same modal thing, and then we would await get result. You'd want to try catch this because there's a chance that we would do like a task canceled exception. So unless I make the, yeah, I think that's what it'd do. So it'd return the result would be equal to do item. Task, task canceled exception. Yeah. And then ignore they canceled. So I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on an API like that? If we would have some new class that's like, hey, a new result view has a type of this, we pass this into it, and then we're able to await getting it out. And then we would probably have something on the view. Let's mock this out. I think I like this a lot because I was really thinking about how I would want to use this. I think something like that could be really useful. Anyone in chat have ideas? If not, I'm just going to start mocking this out and let's see if we can make it work because I think I like it. All right. No, this is a content view. Content view, and it's going to be a type T, and then this will have. All right. So what were we saying? We were going to say it has get result. Public task. Bring that in. Task get result. And actually, this is task of T, right? Get result. And to build this out appropriately, I'm probably going to have a task completion source T equals new, oh no, TCS equals new task completion source T. We'll say return, and this will just return TCS.task. And what we can do in here is this thing's just gonna be a really lightweight wrapper thing. Yeah, I mean, it should work fine. Most of the thing is, Comet, the entire thing of Comet is just me making decisions like this. And I do like bouncing it off of other people just to see if they like that look and feel of that API. I have to play with things before I know whether I'll like it or not. So I have to mock things out. Actually, I just noticed my topic's way off. Topic, tasky with Comet. Yeah, that's close enough. Update that. Okay, stream helper's off going. Okay, so I think we'll go with something like this. Get result. Now on here we'll put a public void. What do I want? I want public void cancel, and this thing is just going to be wrapper stuff around TCS dot try set canceled, and then public void set result T value ask TCS dot try set result, and we will set it as value. And why not? Let's do an exception as well. Public void set exception. Exception ex TCS dot try set exception. There we go. That should give you everything you need to like communicate back as to what's happening there. All right. So if we have this result view, we're going to need to jump back into all of our extension stuff that we were doing before. Because to use this thing, I don't want to have access to the result view. I want things to be able to set a result, and we can probably throw in an exception if it's not listed inside of inside a result view. I like that. Helpers, view extensions. This is where we're going to throw this thing. All right. So public static void set result, and we will do this as, this can't be a type T because we don't know what this is coming from. So we're just going to do object the other option would be to be a way to expose to get its result view for a type of T. Um, Trying to think which makes sense on this. Let's do it as type T. That way it can blow up and say, hey, we can actually type this thing down. They could be nested. Set result type T, this view, view, comma, T value. I think that'll work. Do I have an extension? I think I want to find stuff off tags. But I don't have one to find the parent. All right. So what we'll do is, let's throw in another one like this, because I'm probably going to. All right, so what I'm trying to do now is give you a nice way to where you can be like, all right, we have result view of this. Let's add in a new view. And we can just do it in the same class. Oh yeah, we have this new to-do view. All right, so we have this new to-do view. And we're actually going to do it, async. All right, that'll work. Hey, that API looks valid now. Let's kill this off. So we're going to do things differently now. We'll put that new view there. Canceled. Oh, that new view is not going to work right. Because this new to-do view, let's add a new one. Just because I don't want to confuse the old code. And I kind of want tasky sample done in a couple different ways so we can, there's always more than one way to skin a cat, so might as well give us some different options on how it looks and how it's going to feel. Actually, is my audio set up right before I press play? Looks good. I'm pressing play. All right, let's do new to do. I can't just call it new to do view. I want to call this one new pop-up one, maybe? Screw it, I'm going with page. Hate the name, but I'm doing it. All right, so we're gonna actually copy and paste some of that other code. Using Comet, we will go over to the old page, and I'm just gonna start with this thing because it's gonna be mostly what we need. All right, we don't need all this anymore because we don't care. But we do care about that. Oh, I had that bordered puppy. Bordered puppy, where were you? Do I have enough of those now? You lived here. Oh, because this was a nested one. I could just call it new. Oh well. Let's move bordered entry out because I'm going to use this guy elsewhere. Not comment. Tasky, add new file, bordered entry. Bring you out. All right, that looks good. Now I have access to that in both places. And I'm going to rename this because I hate the page name. Rename, since we don't have pages here. All right, so that's now to-do view. Let's rename this. No, not remove. Rename. Ooh. All right. Let's close and reopen that just because they don't always like being renamed. Oh, I didn't rename it .cs. That's why it was all ugly. All right. Again, I'm just going to close and reopen it. All right, so now that we have this new to-do view, it has this. On the add button, instead of doing this, I want to be able to do like this dot set result. Right? That's what I want to be able to do. Or on cancel, do the same thing. This dot set result. I think that's kind of the API I want. Now inside of our extensions, let's see if I can mock that out a little bit more. Make it work. Static void set result canceled. All right. I think that's what I want. Oh, I should actually do this right. It helps to do that. Actually make it an extension method. All right, so that I think is a nice clean API. So you'll say, hey, set result or will not, right? And it can also, we'll make it throw an exception if it's not inside of a result view. But now that lets me, oh, this thing, call that one just because that doesn't matter. So now I should be able to do this type of an API and say, hey, await getting this guy. It's not going to work because I didn't build it yet, but I would also say, and that would do it in a navigation where it would push it forward. I can then wrap it. And the nice thing is I could do it automatically, is if it is a result view that was pushed, I can make it auto cancel if they hit the back button, which is kind of cool. Thinking this through really quick. So I think that'd be kind of nice. All right, let's look at iOS on Comet View Controller. Actually, do I have my own navigation controller? So I think that's where I'd want to do it. I do. I subclass navigation controller. On override pop to view. So this is where I kill this thing, right? And I dispose it. I could also do something in here to where I tell the current view that it is no longer being used. Because I think, let's just put a breakpoint in here. I think this gets called when I press the back button. I'll just do it on dispose. Oh, that's perfect. Override dispose. TCS.try set canceled. And it's totally fine to try set canceled because if it's already been set, it's no big deal that it was canceled because the action's already moved along. I think that'll work beautifully. All right, so if I press this, it'll navigate us. Now if I press back, hot view gets disposed. It's still called hot. That's funny. In fact, when I've got hot, I need to search for everywhere in this file it says hot. Rename. All right, because we're not hot anymore. We're just Comet. All right, so let's go into this page, put a breakpoint here, because I'm pretty sure that's going to fire. And feel free, guys, as I'm designing some of these APIs and making things work, critique it. Tell me what you like or don't like. Oh, yeah, so we got a canceled exception because they pressed back. Now, actually, why don't I have anything in there? Because this thing definitely has a body. I might be asking John where he's at on layout stuff or start fixing some of it myself because this is killing me. So we've got a vertical stack. And we have no content. Let me... He says he has some fixes. He's descending right now. He's on an airplane. And he'll push it when he gets to his hotel. That was 10 minutes ago. Okay, let's put this in a modal and see if it works better. And then we need to make modals work because modals don't work yet. All right, so inside of here, we'll do... Well, I mean, modals work. That's not what I meant. There's no just back button on a modal. I don't. Why is my code formatting funny? Why is Control I not working? Oops. Oh, why not? I'm not meaning to hit space. I meant to hit Alt. Okay, well, let's run this and see if this is going to give us the UI I would hope to see. It's our view, press play. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. It's the right view, right? That's silly. It's supposedly reloading. Oh wait, it didn't do it as a modal either. Where did I just add that modal at? Oh no, I did it right here. Result view needs to be... Okay, I know why. That will not present as a modal, because it has no idea. Because that makes no sense. So here, let's just do it right here. New mo. Run that. All right, that presented a modal. We still have nothing as a background color, which is odd. Go to, it is this guy. I am thoroughly confused. Let's nest it just to see what happens. Hey, that gave us something. Not what I wanted, but it gave us something. Just telling him the sooner the better. Anything? All right, so he's looking into that. Let's continue without these navigation issues. Let's just assume it's gonna work. What if I put it into fill horizontal dot fill vertical? Let's see if that works. No, the moment I do that, it all goes away. So which one of these didn't it like? Actually, let's make this smaller so we can see the window as we're working. Wasn't that? That actually broke it completely. Not even reloading. Layout's tricky, guys. Layout engines are very, very tricky, and we're doing a very simple one. We're not doing a lot of the crazy stuff with grids, but it's still tricky, as you can see. But it's definitely killing my steam. Because, can I click on those buttons? Why can't I click on those? We'll have one with modal and one without, so I can just comment them in and out as I switch between. Run this. All right, let's put this as the main page. Let's see what happens then. No, I want to go to the iOS app. Oh. All right, that's looking better. And John said it's going to be a bit. He just landed in Oakland, has to drive to Sonoma, so we're not getting those layout updates right now. But I will be focusing on that this week. I really need layout to be solid, and it's not right now. It's one of the most painful parts about this. Why isn't that reloading? Or maybe that's what it looks like. It should. Oh, that's just what it looks like. Okay. I'm just making sure reload is working. Okay, it is. All right. All right. Problem is now we're not awaiting this thing. An ad's going into some infinite loop. What did add do that would cause that infinite loop? Oh, it does this error visible. Do we have another environment issue? Let's fix that bug. Found another bug. What in the world? Magic data binding is fun. Alright, so this should set this to visible. Which step over. Pause that. Let's just see where we're at. And call stack's not giving me anything, so we'll just put a breakpoint here. And then that. Still no call stack? Come on. Let's just put a breakpoint here. I think it might be already too far down the stack to where I've already basically overflowed. Alright, so now we'll do add. Let's do a couple of these. Alright. Why is reset being called? Let's just do it one more time. Alright, so I want to look through this. So we updated this. It does a diff like it's supposed to, sets the property. Gestures. I ran into this once before. I thought we fixed that. There are no gestures though. I thought I did something to where I check if the value changed. Let's jump into this. Oh, nope, not that. Set context. Go back. Set value. So this set value Okay, so set property. This is under, that's the fill, that's not what we need. This is setting, ignore that, press play. This one's color. All right, so inside of here it does a diff and it tries transferring state. And that's where we're running into an issue. I'm trying to look for the one that is setting this due to, so which one kicks the reset? That's fine. Oh, that's because reset was called. That calls this, that calls this, update that. Set gesture is the one that looks like, is that the last one that causes the issues? Let's put a breakpoint here. Remove this for now. All right, now we'll go back to where we were, somewhere deep in the stack. Here we are, and we'll press play. The value being passed in is null. If, okay. Okay, so I need to say else if value. So what's going on here is it tries to see, hey, has this thing been set? If it has been set, possible. What's it complaining about? All right, because value might not be an object. So if value, I could do if value is object O and O equals null. I don't know if it needs that. That makes it happy. But what happens is if there's nothing set, it will want to set things to null if it has to. And it's already set as null, but then it's just getting in some setting as a null loop. Any advice for someone starting his his degree in computer science? I'm not sure. So I mean, I can talk about like early career advice as far as getting into programming, things like that. As far as college, I have no clue. I actually didn't do college. I started and did a couple little things, but I never finished. So I never even tried for a computer science degree, to be completely honest with you. I was doing some stuff inside of like Cisco routers and learning how to do networking things when I was doing a little bit of college. That didn't fix it. All right. So, I mean, yeah, as far as college goes, some other people in this channel might have some good advice there, but that's not something I have a lot on. All right, so set value. That value is this. Let's go here. Why didn't it do... All right, let's just press play till we get to this. Now let's go to, it's not this guy. It's this guy we're looking at. All right, so let's step into here where we actually set this value. Property name is gestures. We step else if value is object. It's null, so it's not an object. I'm just going to go with it complaining at me because I don't care. Yeah, I mean, find something that you're really passionate about and that you really enjoy. There's so many different ways that you can do things inside of or with a computer science degree or programming. I mean, programming is what I love. And I was worried I would hate it. It just seems so boring and things like that. Just typing all day, I really was like, who in the right mind just wants to type all day? But it's not just typing all day. It's like so many cool things with like, yeah, problem solving. Half the time, yes, I'm banging my head against the wall on little stupid things like this, but I really, really enjoy getting in and solving hard problems and being creative. Like, it's shocking how creative this is. Hey, that worked. All right, now we shouldn't be in some giant... Doing it again. How many times are we doing this? Oh, come on. It's not that one then. What called reset view? So let's see which view property is changing that's causing... Oh no, that's the reset property. What is passing reset view? All right, finding property changed. So view, set property. Sorry, mid train of thought, and then something pops up. I'm like, wait, what's going on? All right, set body. This guy. What set the body? Something disposed. Body equals null. Wait a minute. It gets disposed. Body equals null. State.setValue. Property changed. What disposed this? Now this is interesting. So what's happening is a property changed. It tells it to reset the view. It disposes the old view. On dispose, the old view, it sets its body to null. That's fine, as it should. And then this reset happens. Hey, thanks for the follow, Trebinator. All right, so the set body. All right, we are going to say that right here. Let's look at the immediate one. I say this dot is this dot. Come on. No, I just want this. At this point, this is a view. Stop auto completing. I typed it right. This reference is not available. Okay, because this is on static. Let's do view. So now view dot is disposed is true. All right. So if I'm not sure if this is the right place to do it. Let's just not pass this stuff on because the view is disposed. Math classes you have to take? Yeah, I can't tell you about the math classes. Math, I do, depending on what you're doing, layout engines, I use a lot of math. But it's all basic geometry, like really basic geometry, and adding and subtraction, and multiplication division. Like it's 100% that. When I do video game stuff, then I start using a little bit higher stuff like trigonometry and things with like sine and cosines because animations follow curves like sine curves. Most engines have that stuff built in, so it really depends on what your focus on whether or not you'll need that stuff going forward. I know you need it for your degree, but in real world, adding, subtraction, dividing, and multiplying, that's like, yeah, I do that all the time when I'm dealing with layouts and stuff like that. So you will do things like that. Um, she's out there somewhere, Stuart. All right, run this again. Let's try it again. That's funny. So resetting the view caused it to rebuild itself. And I could probably even do that here if the view is disposed. Not worry about it. That's so funny. All right. That goes. Good. Wait. Wait. All right. We're fine with that. Press this. Reset views called a couple times. It should be called a couple times. That's fine. But we should not get into this loop. Go back to our call stack. All right. Let's make sure none of this is happening on dispose, which is not this time. I don't see any disposes in there. Reset view. Diff, diff, diff. Set gesture. That sounds fine. So this is body and update. Diff. Okay, we might not even be in a bad shape right now. Because we are going to have a couple of these. As long as we don't have too many in a row. Let me remove this for a minute. And see if it goes nuts. Alright. Remove actions. Okay, that's a different issue. Action should be... Where's this actions coming from? Out. Okay. I don't think I needed to list that or anything. That's odd. Let's do it. But I shouldn't even have anything in that list. Okay. Reset. Reset. Add. Very, very interesting. All right. What we're doing here is we're setting the value. It's then doing the notifications. The notification goes to update and tell things that it changed, and so it goes to execute that, but this list has changed somehow. That reset property action has left. All right, so easiest thing to do here is, it's actually the safest thing to do, var so that way the underlying thing can't be changed. Run that. So making a copy of the list, the physical list can't ever get changed on minute. I could do a lock in here, but I don't want to have, I'm trying to avoid locks. They're expensive and not fun. Yeah, math, you may use some math depending on what you're going into, so. Hey, that worked! This is the first time that's actually worked. It didn't blow up on us. Can I click into here and type? Yes. Now when I click add, oh, I don't ever change this to that. This should be set to, and it shouldn't matter. That's why I didn't. So we'll set this value to equal, right? And I could even do some validation on typing maybe. It didn't like being reloaded. Our layout bugs, we've got to get past that. But it did reload, and it did do what it was supposed to. Just layout freaked out. All right. Hi, click add, and that worked. That's much better. Okay, let's do some GitHub committing. I want to fix get some of these issues submitted before I forget what we did and why we did it. And let's look into here. I don't need to commit any of that yet, because I'm still not sure I like that API. So we didn't have to do anything there. Renamed. Just do that as one commit. That's fine. Binding object. Let's remove result view. We haven't finished result view yet, so I don't want to commit that, but I do want to commit these fixes we've made to some of just the random things in Comet. All right, so on here, binding object, recursive, updating, and a crash, and actions change. All right, fix that. Result view is still living there. Don't pass updates along when the view is disposed. So I did add view.isDisposed inside of every Comet object, which has been a lifesaver to me because you always get these exceptions if you try accessing a native property or doing something on something that's been disposed. You can still read some properties off even though disposed has been called, but the moment like on iOS you try interacting with native objects, it freaks out and crashes. And I hate wrapping things in try catches, but saying, hey, if this is disposed, I can see that. And you can see that in the debugger as well. There's a property, oh, it's been disposed. Don't do that. So it's useful for things like this. Oh, it's dead, ignore it. Been really, really nice. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Now let's see if we can go back to making this not the main page and see what fun stuff we can do with it. Let's make this main page again. See if we can get any of our layout to work along nicely. And I can only stream for about another 20-30 minutes this time. I'll be back tomorrow though. Don't think I'll have time to come back tonight. I have meetings. Always meetings. Distracts you from the fun stuff. Alright, so main page, where are we at where our layout is not working? We are doing add a result view, and we're not doing it as a modal right now, correct? Alright, new to do. And this is not laying out like it should when we had it in a new... Let's do it in 2 stacks. I'm just curious how that'll look. Didn't fix it. And if we do content view, still nothing. Hey, no, content view did do something. But not usable. Alright, that gives us something, and I can't click on those buttons though. Layout is really jacked up. I know John says he has some fixes, but I am really tempted. He should have fixed that one because I sent him a sample saying, hey, this is not working. So hopefully that's one of the fixes he did. But yeah, definitely later this week I'm going to work on some layouts. Layout's not working. That's going to make this really, really, really hard. Because I can't click on that button. I'm trying to think if there's something else I can do to force this thing to work. Let's try doing this. Frame 100. Actually, let's just stop and start in case it doesn't like the reloading, but I don't think so, because that should have reloaded. Inside the navigation, it might need the back and push, but it shouldn't. Layout does work a little differently, but that still should have fixed it. You gonna load? Any day now. Alright, simulator's locking up now. My computer is fighting me today, guys. Hey, no, it went that time. Alright, well, I'm just gonna hit cancel on this. Let's restart my simulator. That's how I normally fix this. Quit simulator. Alright, let's look and see how to fix... If we do it in the modal, did it give us anything useful? I really just wanted to finish out this result view API. What if... Sometimes this works. Actually, I just remembered something that might do it. Yes, it already handles the notch out of the box right now. So default notch behavior is layouts do not extend under by default. We have an exposed way for you to tell it to, unless it's a scroll view and then the offset happens. So it kind of works kind of like Apple's automatic. So yes, the notch is right now handled. And we need to give you a way to opt out of the notch being handled, but it is handled by default. What is going on? Restart everything. I think I know how to fix the layout issue. Not the way I want to, but I think I remember how to make it work. No, not Gmusic. I want Tasky. Come on. Tasky. Did it just open both of them side by side? No, it didn't. So if we subclass VStack instead of View, I think that might fix our weird layout issue. Until John fixes it the right way. So here, then we actually don't need this body. Alright, so now public void, oh no, sorry, public new to-do view. Put this in the constructor. Instead of return, actually that's, so now what we'll do is this dot add. Just wrap these all in adds. Actually, I have a cleaner way of doing this because I don't want to change my code too much, right? So instead of that, if we do var views equals new list, and we just wrap these in a view, all right, actually, why can't I scroll up? All right, so now we'll just do views dot for each add. That way we didn't have to recode the whole UI. But I think this might actually fix it. Temporary fix till we get layout fixed the right way. All right, that gave us something. But it still looks funny. You know, I wonder if I was to do something crazy. Let's go to, I wonder what'll happen if I do this. This might break other things, but I just want to try something out. Not in iOS. I want to go into Comet, Controls. So one of the things that's really tricky about Comet and how Comet works, it's tricky for us to deal with, not for you guys. For you guys, you don't even care or notice. So some views, the view itself is what is displayed, like a text view. With your, why is that offset? Code formatting. Whereas with things like these views that we're building, it has the content or the body. And what happens is when this thing is built, get render view is what we use for everything, right? And so all the layout should be built based on get render view. But I don't think that's what happens. When this thing changes, let me go to handler really quick. We tell the handler when a view changes. No, not that. All right, so we set the view. What if instead of the view, and is that the right one? This isn't where this should live. I'm just curious what it'll do. So when we set these views, we need to check itself, and then that's the view that you're actually doing on the layout off of. No, still did something weird. But I bet that would fix this. Look at that undo spam. Whereas before this wouldn't display, but I bet this will. And also, Lucy, for the one other thing we'll probably throw in there is like ignore notch or something extension method. That'll be under the comment.ios namespace, and you'll be able to use that in your shared library, but only iOS will respect that. No, that didn't do it. Interesting. I thought that might do it. So we set this view. Wait a minute. This isn't consistent. These should be consistent. That could be something mean I'm doing to John anyway. Still didn't fix it, but that should be consistent. And I don't know if I want to do that here. I think I want to do that. Did we add a tab view? I didn't think I finished that. Where did I just see that at? Tab view handler started on iOS. I had no idea I started that. I forgot. Interesting. Maybe I didn't. Maybe someone else started on it. Well, that's really curious. That's one of the, I want to start working on some of the layout stuff. Now I kind of want to see what happens if I try that. All right, we're going to try it because I'm really curious. All right, so let's go to app delegate. And let's just do tab view. And we'll give it the main page and new. If this works, that's kind of crazy. I had no idea. Oops, I need a curly brace. And then I'm probably have to drop even though I didn't finish this. Sad leaving. No, it didn't do anything. I was like, I didn't think that's been built out. It's on the to-do list. All right. Let's see if I can find a way to quickly make this action view thing work without doing a push or thing like that. I bet I can. Let's do trying to think the right way of doing that. All right, let's create one. We're going to call it result. We can do this. This will do it. All right. So we're going to make this a view. All right. So now nested result view. And what we'll do here is we'll do, this will work. All right. Let's hope this will work. Let's hope no layout issues come. Actually, we'll do, instead of that, new vstack. And what we'll do here is date. We'll just do that. We'll do now here we'll do new toggle result button. Actually, we'll do two of these, and this one will just be this dot set result canceled. Set result to result. Actually, it'd be kind of cool to be able to say, hey, the result is that. That could be interesting. All right, so let's do that. And now here, okay. Oh, I need two things in here. New H stack. We're gonna have a new button. Wait for result. Actually, we can do this differently. Actually, we can do it all right here. So now var void wait for result. Now here we'll say var result view equals new result. New nested result view. Return result view. All right, now this thing. Perfect. Oh, wait. All right, so we'll do this, await result view dot get result. What's this complaining about? Oh, that's not a void, it's a view. I know how to use my own library, I promise. Why is this not alt? That extra space was driving me nuts. All right. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Dollar sign goes outside. And then we'll also do one catch exception. Oh no, task. Yeah, we'll just catch the exception. All right, put a breakpoint here, put a breakpoint here and here. Now we have this guy. If we make this our main page, we can test this thing. Actually, no, we can't because we don't actually do anything with our view extensions. Let's make sure it loads and we can see something though. Whew. All right. That's going. Does the await. Oh, did I not read only that thing? It complains if you don't make that read only. As it should. Oh, I don't even end up using that. Wait, that shouldn't be. Why? That's not what I was complaining about. It didn't care about that one. It was complaining about this one. That's the one it cares about. Alright, try that again. Try it again. Where's our buttons? Try this out, see if this works here. Why is that indenting so funny? Oh, why do I have two extra? That's why. Alright, view, stop, for each, add. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna have to stop until we get some layout stuff fixed. It'll get pushed some in a couple hours, and then I'll work on it tonight. Maybe I'll get some time to stream tomorrow. Hey, that gave us something though, except I can't click on it. Layout is so borked. Alright, I think I'm done building samples until I fix. That's gonna be funky. Try this. Nope. Maybe if I alternate stacks. One last desperate hope. Hey, that gave us something. Nope, still not working. Oh well, it was fun, guys, but I've got to run. I got meetings and stuff, and I got to eat lunch before my meetings. I'm gonna jump back on tomorrow, though. I should have the fixes that John did, and then I'm just gonna focus on layout. I think layout's the next place I really need to focus on. Just gonna work on layout till I get it working like it should. So if you're interested in layout and math, that's gonna be coming up next few days. So fixing layouts. It's just destroying me. But all right, thanks guys. Any questions before I jump out? If not, I'm going to end and let's see if someone else is streaming. Will you guys check if you have any questions? Who is on and streaming? It'll probably be somewhere around the same time tomorrow. I'm going to jump back on as well. Jittered is streaming. All right, Jittered is working on some weather APIs. Who doesn't like weather APIs? All right. Well, like I said, I'll be back again tomorrow. So I'm going to end my stream and let's do a raid and jump over and check out Jittered's stream. All right. Thanks, guys. See you guys tomorrow.